And welcome to Smoking Underground. I am, as the nameplate says, am Devin. And this is Gary, as the
Peace.
nameplate. There you are. Say, but.
Welcome. Appreciate y'all showing up. Thank you for logging in. We expect to have a pretty good show today for you. I hope you enjoy. Really do. We talked a good bit last week about some good stuff, mainly about new customers and, of course, the etiquette thereof.
I think we'll continue on that path a little
I think so, too. Yeah. I think it'd be a great idea. But in this particular case, I think we probably might need to introduce today's cigar, perhaps, maybe.
Okay. Well, this fine stick in my hand right now is Cigars and More's own, the Vitola Fine Cigars de Maduro. And Gary's going to give us a little bit more details.
The Vitola Fine Cigar Maduro, it's a house blend for Vitola Cigars and More in the chain thereof.
That's right.
And it's they make two types. They make a Connecticut and a Maduro. Quietly and very under the table, don't tell anybody this. It's not to be shared. Okay. But there's a sun-grown version coming out. Just thought I'd let you know.
Oh, Snapple.
So anyway. But yeah, we're looking at Connecticut Maduro on the outside, Nicaraguan binder and filler. The cigar itself is made in the J.C. Newman Cigar Factory in Nicaragua, the Pinza Factory in Nicaragua. Esteli, home of Padron. But yeah, that's it right there. And of course, the Brick House and some other brands are made down in that area down there. So, right. But yeah, it's so we're gonna be this is our house blend here. If it's a house blend, it's bound to be good.
It is. And having had some of the house blends recently, this has been by far some of the best ones I've had.
So I am about to have my first one.
You are?
That's it, yeah.
Oh.
I had the Connecticut.
Yes, I've had the Connecticut.
Have you? Okay. But I haven't had the Maduro.
I haven't either. I'm looking forward to it. The Connecticut was surprisingly good. I know, not to speak ill of our brand, but this is the better iteration of our house blends we've had in the past.
Nice.
Just to speak the truth about it.
Let's give it a shot to see what happens here. Pardon me while I light.
What's up, Siren? What's up, everybody else watching?
Greetings to all of you. Thank you for coming back. We really appreciate that. If you're new to us, shout out to you. Thank you for arriving. Thank you for watching us. Really do appreciate that very much.
Hello, my sister-in-law. I've been told I have to say that. I can't say sister-in-law. She tells me I have to say it that way.
Very kind.
We are enjoying this sucker, and right now, I am enjoying Eagle Rare with this, which he said is basically Buffalo Trace that's been aged longer, is what they said up front.
Really nice.
Yeah. And it is smooth. Is it smooth?
Wow. How does it blend with the old house blend there?
I will give you a verdict a little bit later. Once I'm at least about a quarter inch in.
Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gotcha. Understandable. And I am.
What are you, Gary?
I got water. There we are. Yeah.
Is that pH balanced water?
No,
Gary?
It's not.
No? Okay.
No, it is not pH balanced. Now I do have pH balanced water at home. I do like that. All that pH balanced stuff. I love that stuff. I love it.
So that water's been filtered through deer antler.
Probably so. Probably some type of a foreign substance of some kind. I'm sure. But
I'm sure.
Yeah. But that's what I'm doing. Next week, it's going to be a different coffee. It's going to be a coffee next week, and it's going to be a good one.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so. We can't keep getting reviews with water.
Yeah, I know, right? Tell me about it. Oh, geez, I hate that too. Oh my, I feel so common. I hate that.
So common.
Yes.
So the beginning of this is tasting pretty normal. I'm not getting much off of it right now, but it is just the light.
It's very smooth.
Yes.
I'm catching a little chocolatey note on the on the outside, a little dark chocolate on the outside, but very smooth.
Yeah.
It's not a bite to it.
No, not at all, I would say. And that's not a detriment. That's a good thing.
Yeah. Very, very nice. The outside, of course, is rolled quite well. The body of the cigar looks very nice. The roller who did these knows what the heck he's doing.
Faux show.
Triple. Wait a minute. Hold on here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yours got a name on it. Mine doesn't.
I'm looking here. You ain't gonna believe this. Okay, let me give you a little bit here. Okay, and that is on every, as you well know. Okay, but you guys out there who are novice, okay, your average hand rolled cigars is triple capped. Okay, that's on the very top up here. You'll see triple cap, and that holds the body together as well as puts the lid on the outside of it, right? So triple cap is normal. That's great, and it's standard. That's what just about everybody, 90% of that humidor in there is going to have triple cap in there.
Right.
4.
This one has 4.
We got 4.
Yeah.
When you get 4,
you can see it.
When you get, see it?
Yeah, absolutely.
When you get 4, ladies and gentlemen, when you get 4 caps on a cigar, that's like going to the car lot, getting something fully loaded. Hey, put it on there. I don't care the cost. Put it on there. That's what this is.
That's all the caps and whistles.
That's all. Oh, where's the rim shot? We need it. Oh, God.
Cheers to rim
There
shot.
it is. There it is. Anyway, and so I'm kind of excited about that because I thought, well, triple cap, no problem. Then all of a sudden, I said, wait a minute. I thought it might be the progressive lenses going double on me there. I wasn't sure. So yeah, cool. So you got a good quality stick here. That's assured. So yeah, enjoy that. And again, very, very smooth for a Nicaraguan. Very, very smooth. I'm just going to touch it up. I don't have to rely. I'm just touching it up. So don't judge on that right there.
I'm judging you.
Yeah.
I always
that's okay too. Well, got to consider the source. So this right here is one of the better quality ones out there. I like the outside. I like the way they did it. Feels like a thick prime wrapper. Okay, so the Connecticut on the outside of this right here doesn't feel like an average thin prime wrapper that you would get on a lot of the smokes. This feels like something you can box press. This feels like something you can literally put some pressure to and literally have some good stuff on, right?
Yeah, I don't feel like the wrap's gonna break.
Right, exactly. So that's so I'm kind of impressed with that. So in saying that means that the wrapper on this thing right here is really going to do a lot of the talking on this, which it has proven so far. Yeah. It's very good. So
and hello, Sam. What do you think about it so far, Mr. John, the producer?
I just got it lit and everything. I've been playing with checking audios and checking videos and making sure it's all working. But and so far, I just barely got it lit. So. But that initial, I mean, it's not a hard hitting Maduro.
No,
it's not over the top. Yeah, right. I don't think it's as mild as the new Perdomo anniversary Maduro, but it's definitely a nice, smooth, easy Maduro.
Yeah. And I'm a big Maduro fan. I like the darker, the better. That's the way I typically do.
Right.
So this, to me, this is my starter Maduro.
Nice.
Because I'll go darker from there. I'll tell you what.
All right. Well, not bad at all.
Thank you.
Yes.
Madam Song. Thank you.
Yes, indeed. Let's see. So how was your week?
My week has been fantastic. The community has been wonderful. Everything has been pretty good, I would have to say. Good times, great oldies, and other such rhymes that I can't think of right now.
Oldies.
I don't know.
Okay. I thought you were referring to me there for a second. So
no, you're not old.
It's all right.
You got to get into the triple digits for your
old. As long as you put great in front of it, it's all right. I don't mind that. But anyway, well, good. That's good. I'm glad to hear everything was smooth this week because we had some we've had some pretty nice weather other than last night. I think North Alabama got hit, but other than that, it was fine. Yeah,
it's been really nice. It's been really nice.
Yep, it has.
But I would like to continue more on shop etiquette and things of that nature. So what is something else, Mr. Gary, that we can go into as far as shop etiquette?
Oh gosh, shop etiquette. Shop etiquette as far as the customer or the customer's the lounge, or
let's kind of look at it from, say, I've never had a cigar before, and I'm driving down 280, and I go, oh, it's COVID, and I'm sitting at home not doing anything.
Yeah.
I want to have a cigar, and I'm a newbie. I've never smoked a cigar before, other than maybe we'll say at a wedding.
Right.
And I want to get into the hobby.
Well, the first thing I do when you walk in is I've asked you, have you ever smoked, you smoke cigarettes, you vape. Tell me anything you may use to smoke in the past. And then tell me, do you think you're going to like light or dark? And most people are going to say light. Honestly, that has been like 90% of everything I've seen. They're all going to say light because they're afraid of dark. Completely okay.
Yeah.
And then that's when I challenge them and I go, well, we're going to start you out medium for something like a Hemingway or something that's sun-grown. And then we're also going to have you purchase something light, something medium, and then I'm going to do probably this one for a Maduro. And I'll say, take your time, do this one last, enjoy it, and see if you like it. And don't be afraid to say, I don't like it right now. And then go from there. Let's see. Sam says, as someone who has never smoked cigars but has a history of smoking, what would you recommend as a lighter cigar to start off with? Go, Gary.
Okay. All right. I've got a twist to this, and Sam, you may or may not agree with this. Here we go. Okay. I'm going un-PC here. That means unpolitically correct. Okay.
Personal computer. What?
Yeah. So what I normally do, okay, and that is because that well, first of all, let's answer your question. As far as something light goes, I would do something anything in anything in Perdomo category.
Yep.
And well, your second question is what I was about to go into, but I figured I'd answer your first question first.
How dare you?
Yeah. So as far as I would go anything in the Oliva Connecticut series, anything in the Fuente Connecticut series, and also I'm also going to put on something I think that you would probably enjoy. In a sense of the Insidious as well by the CLE Eroa Group.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be a good one too. Now the Insidious has a little honey pectin on the end of it. It's got a little sweetness on the tip, but I think that's something I think that you would enjoy starting off with a cigar, just to give you an idea about what a really inexpensive cigar, not expensive, but a very nice cigar would be like.
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely.
And that gives you a little hint about what it is. As it gets down, and of course the pectin starts wearing off, you'll get a little. It's an inexpensive cigar. The Insidious is. I'll just go ahead and let you know. Okay, so you'll get a little harshness as it starts going down, but at the same time, you'll see about where nice cigars are, and you're going to go, "Hey, this is pretty good here." Okay. Now, your second question is what I was going to address first. Okay. And when a cigarette smoker comes into the shop, in my shop, and says, "Hey, listen, I'm wanting to stop smoking, or I want to try something different," right? So what we want to do is we want to make sure that initially, okay, cigars are made for hobby. They're not made for habit. They just aren't. Right. So that's one thing. Another thing is too, you'll see a lot of fat guys, just to be honest with you. I mean, I'm pulling the covers back. I'm pulling the covers back. And I'm letting you know that you will see, honestly, you'll see a lot of fat guys who smoke cigars. And the reason why, okay, is that I put myself in the category. You don't have to turn red, man. I know I'm big. I know I'm big. I know I'm a big boy. I know I'm going Pillsbury on you. I know that.
Cheers.
But in this instance here is that we have a flavor addiction. We like flavor, and we can't stop eating. We love food. Cigars are no different. Cigars have a fantastic taste. They have a great endowment, if you will, of complexity and flavor. They've got all of that
Yes,
comes about, right? Not only that, you can really take this in and multiply this with several things, such as libation, even food. You know, when you get finished eating or whatever else, you got separate, you know, you got connoisseurs of guys that know what they're doing out there, such as Devin and John, that as soon as they get finished eating, they have a particular cigar that they go to because it complements that after food,
Absolutely.
right? Okay, so here we go. All right, in answer, okay, all of that. If a cigar smoker comes in my shop and says, hey, listen, I want to go to something else, I normally let them know that 6 months of not smoking anything, then come see me. Then come see me. Your mannerisms of inhaling will be gone in 6 months. You will not want to inhale. You will not want to do anything as far as inhaling. And not to mention, this is not small leaf tobacco. This is large. This is big leaf tobacco.
Right. Yeah.
And it is harsh. It'll, and no preservatives in this.
Right.
None at all.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the big difference right there.
Yes, very good. So when you're talking a cigarette smoker, when it comes to opposed to cigar smoker, you're looking at mainly flavor. And that's the reason why the flavor comes through the way it does, is because there's so many, there's the tobacco that they use in this right here has so many characteristics and so many properties that when you start inhaling this stuff, it will knock you on your tail. I mean, honestly. I've known some people that do inhale, and they are another level.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but they are.
Now, so it's funny. I meet people like that, and I always go, you know what? You could challenge yourself a bit if you really want to take the hard road and say, you're probably may do it by mistake, or you're going to be fearful, but
yes,
you may want to just try it one time. Try inhaling it and watch how much you do not like that. And then you will never inhale it again.
Inhale it again. I mean to tell you.
Yeah.
It is something. So that's what we're looking at, you know, as far as that goes. Because we don't want to lesser the two evils. We don't want any of that.
Right.
We honestly don't. We want you to enjoy your experience. We don't want you to replace a habit, you know. And that's basically the way it is. And
right.
And I'm sorry to you know, I hope I'm not coming across abrasive or harsh when it comes to, you know, a cigarette type smoking or whatever. But but that's just a fact of the matter. Cigarette is more of a habit, and of course cigars are a hobby. It's made for flavor,
right,
and so on. So and environmental and really the experience,
right.
You know, so
I'd agree. And once you dip into that and you really start to taste it, the first part you're going to taste is probably going to be on the tip of your tongue. You're going to think that's it. You have to train yourself to taste the sides of the tongue, is where the flavor really comes.
Very good.
And a lot of things I tell people is, I know it sounds funny. If you have any experience with libations, you may know you got to chew on it a little bit.
Right.
You got to you pull it in and then just kind of.
Very good. Very good.
And then you want that mouth taste. That's a big deal. It's called mouth taste, to see what does your mouth taste like afterwards.
Right, right.
And that's kind of the flatline experience of the cigar. And it will only expand past that.
Very good. Outstanding. Yeah, because of the taste buds in the mouth, I'm not going to get too deep. Okay. But the taste buds in the mouth, you got 4 different characteristics. You got sweet, salty, bitter, and sweet. Okay. And that's mainly the base of everything as far as food and cigars, you know, drink, whatever else. You got those 4 characteristics that we look at here is if you want to say professionals in the cigar industry, that's what we look at with you as far as your palate goes and in enjoying a fine cigar. We want to make sure that you like what we pick out for you.
Yeah.
And that's a good that's a good, like you say, a good flat line or a baseline. Right. So
you're very welcome, Sam. You are very welcome. So the next thing I would tell people on that is to really settle in with the flavor that you're going to go with and dedicate to that light taste. Do a bunch of them, at your own pace. And I say that because I'm a fast smoker. Everybody knows that. Even Jason Robinette used to say, "Man, you smoke that fast."
Wow. If Robinette says that, you're fast, dude.
I am. And that's a detriment. That's not necessarily a good thing. I am trying to discipline myself from what Oscar from GTO told me.
Right.
Because sometimes when you're smoking, you'll get a little bit of, moisture built up on the cap there. And he's always told me, and it's something I try to do. I look down and I go, okay, there's a little bit of moisture there. I'm going to wait for it to dry before I take another puff. That's a great physical indicator of when to take a puff. It gets you to slow down.
Right.
It gets you to go through the motions. Because I don't know if you know this. Well, you probably know this, but a lot of people don't. The length of cigar is actually gauged because of the time you have for it. If it's a smaller cigar, it may be only a 20-minute cigar, whereas some longer ones, they're designed for 45 minutes to an hour and a half. To the big giant, what's that one called?
Gigante or double Corona.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is the long
Pandemonium was the brand, the one I was thinking. It's like this long.
Yeah.
That sucker, it takes me like 2.5 hours.
I think when you get into some of these large 8x80s and stuff, it's more for a size thing. I think the time factors went out.
Yeah.
But going back to where Gary was saying that cigars are a hobby. Cigars are something about time. And that's kind of what a hobby is.
Right.
We touched on it back when this show was known as Behind the Curtain, and we'll get into the time aspects and things of cigars. They're just, you don't rush. Seinfeld has a really good thing in the original comedians in cars having coffee or whatever, talking about rushing your cigar. And that's really what it comes down to. Cigarettes are about being in a rush and satisfying a need. Cigars are to sit down and relax. And I think that's why the industry kind of exploded during COVID, is people found themselves with a lot of time. And it's a hobby that requires time. There is really no enjoying a cigar for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
They make them that fit that. But really, to do a cigar, I mean, I think one of the big instigators for me is there used to be a show on called Boston Legal, and at the end of it, two of the attorneys, it's William Shatner.
Out on that balcony there.
Yep, William Shatner, and I can't think of the guy who's in. I can't even think of the other show, but they used to sit down and have their scotch, and at the end of the day, recap and relax. And when we were talking the nice weather earlier, that's kind of what I did this week. It's been a very stressful week for me, but I've been able to go out to the patio and have a cigar and unwind and go back in and
de-thaw. Yep. Right on.
Which all the Cigars and Moors have patios. You can now sit outside and smoke on it.
And this is the season to do that.
It is.
If you noticed 15 minutes ago or so, I interrupted and shoved something at Devin.
Yeah.
That little pack is something Harris and I have created. It's only at the 280 store right now, but it's a starter pack.
Yep.
It's a real efficient way to come in, and we have the Insidious in there that Gary suggested.
Yep.
We have a Perdomo 10th anniversary. We have an Oliva Connecticut Reserve.
Right.
And those are cigars Gary always put me on when he was training me. Gary actually trained me 10 years ago when I started this as nice beginner cigars. I don't know if the Insidious was actually on the market, but then we also
wasn't at that time. No.
Then we also included the CLE Connecticut, because it's basically the Insidious,
very good,
without the sweetness.
Outstanding, John.
So you get a wide variety of cigars, and in addition to that, we throw in the cutter, the lighter, a little pouch for your lighter, and a humidity pack, so that you don't know how, that way you can keep everything in the little Ziploc it comes.
You've got it all.
For a month or two. You don't have to smoke all 4 in the first week you have them. And, it's priced competitively. It's $50. Walk in, walk out. You're out of here for $280 store, $53 and change, and probably the other stores, because sales tax cheaper on $280. You're probably a little bit closer to $54.
Correct.
But it's just a nice pack to give you a whole experience. If you're somebody who wants to come in here and you're a little bit shy and a little bit hesitant, we're going to work on getting these packs in all the stores. But
a great gift idea too.
It's really a nice way to get in. If you're, like I said, if you're shy and you don't know what questions to ask, it's a good way to experience. Then you take a picture of the bands that you liked and come back and say, hey, I really like these cigars. And we all know how to build. Everybody in the shops knows how to build off of something like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very good.
And it's wonderful. It's definitely something I'd get for some people I know. That's for sure.
Yeah, and I think now I'll tread lightly here on this, but I think individuals ship overseas? In other words, into the Middle East and that area over there in the military? Because I don't know. I
don't know what the rules are. Right. So much has changed with that because
commercially we couldn't.
Because we know the cigars or whatever that was for Warriors went away because of certain laws, and there's been certain exemptions. But I believe as an individual, you can ship out of the country.
Right.
But don't quote us on that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. The reason why I said that is because, if you can just get this back, ship it to your loved one who's stuck over there in a foxhole somewhere. I've got a dear friend of mine who's logged on now that we're very close. Jonesy, how you doing, buddy? And he's seen time. And so he will let you know that, that they miss this type stuff over there.
Yeah.
You got your other stuff, I'm sure, but this right here is very important when it comes to, breakdown time, because these guys, I don't care if they're mechanics, I don't care if they're cooks or they stick in a foxhole, they need some downtime. And you come in here and grab this right here and send it to them, if you can. Just do that because they would love you for it. And congrats to all veterans too. I say congrats. we love you. Anyway, that's all. So I don't know where congrats come from.
I don't even know.
We'll just ignore.
I say so. Now we've thrown 2 packs at you that you can pick up as the starter pack, and then of course we've got the 4-pack that we've already smoked the Alec Bradley in there, and we're doing the Vitola this week. We still have the Hemingway and My Father to go.
That's right.
Those are in the shops, should be in all the shops at a discounted price.
Yummy.
And pick one of those up and smoke along with us.
Yeah, smoke along with us, because right now you guys should be super jealous if you're not smoking along with us.
Indeed. Yeah. So and let us know what you're smoking. Keep us updated. Let us know what you're drinking. Let us know your mixture. Let us know what you got as far as smoke and drink goes and how you like it, and in something of a suggestion of what we can try in the future.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that would be fantastic.
John, do you have any updates in cigar legal, I guess?
I don't have anything in cigar legal. Partly is, like I said, I was stressed. A lot of things going on this week, but I didn't hear any radical changes or anything that needs to be brought to our attention this week.
Gotcha.
All right.
Yeah.
If I may, let me touch on one other thing as far as the novice goes. When it comes to this, it hasn't been mentioned, but I figured it's going to come up, so I figured I'd just go ahead and just step forward and let me go ahead and do that. So. And I will, Cindy. I'll go ahead and do that. And that is that you see, first of all, this is the packaging, okay, that you're seeing here. These are Ziploc bags, is all they are, right? So this basically is just a carrying case for the cigars, but it is also, because of cigars, we have what's called a humidor, right? And the humidor is it's a atmosphered regulated. Okay, so temperature as well as humidity it's both regulated, right?
Absolutely.
So this right here is not only is a carrying case, but it's also to preserve cigars in the state that they're in, because cigars age as they go on. Some better than others. Okay, we'll get into that later on. My gosh, oh my goodness. So there's that gets deep. So, but what you'll hear a lot of novice come in, and they may have been smoking, I don't know, 3 months. We'll just say something like that, and they'll come in and say, "Hey, do I need a humidor? Do I need a humidor?" And the humidor is a wonderful thing. I'm not going to. That's a necessity. It's a necessity, but the humidor is a necessity for aging. Okay,
right.
So when you want a humidor, get you one. It's beautiful. It's furniture. There's some out there that are beautiful. My gosh, they're gorgeous. And if you get some that are handmade that we have here that are Davidoff, St. DuPont, Diamond Crown, even some of the Ashton made Savoys, they're beautiful. My gosh, they are. But do not go on the myth that you have to have a humidor in order to keep cigars.
Yeah.
Don't go on that, because if you go on that, you'll never get cigars. I mean, just continue to buy, but they're to smoke mainly. Okay. Right. Unless you're into it, if you will, so that right there is a myth of, you have to have a humidor. You don't. You can keep them in a Ziploc bag. We've got little dollar thingies here that Bavita makes, and it just slides in the bag. No mess, no nothing. All you do is just stick it in there. Humipacks, right? You stick it in there and go.
Well, so and to advance on that, I've heard, and I'm prone to believe, having struggled with my humidor for a while, is make sure when you go to get one, you get one of the right size based on the circulation that you typically smoke. Because the thing I've heard is if you can't keep it at least halfway full, you are going to, it's going to dry out very quickly. Yeah. Because we have humidity packs you can put in them that will help keep everything in the right humidity. Right. But if you have like 2 sticks in a box that's, this big, the box can't keep up with it.
Right.
It's going to dry out because the humidity pack is going to try to keep the entire box with nothing in it, or with only a few in it.
Yeah.
Whereas if you get a smaller one, it's a lot easier to keep humidified.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That's,
it's what Gary was saying a little bit is you don't need a humidor if you're only going to have 5 or 6 sticks around. Yeah. I mean, you can use a Ziploc. To be honest, you can use a Tupperware. I mean, Harris will probably kill me for saying that, but you're just looking for something that you can keep in a climate controlled environment type thing. The Ziploc works for say 4 or 5, but you don't want to spend $200 or $300, or, I mean, we have humidors. I've seen humidors in the store that border on 5 figures,
right?
But they, you don't have to have that either. A lot of times I suggest to people I know that, they've only been in the hobby 60 or 90 days, but they're starting to get a couple cigars.
Right.
Is we sell nice travel cases that hold 5 or 10 or 15 cigars, and they're really economically priced. You get into those for $40 or $50, and you don't have to worry about maintaining a wooden box. There's a lot of maintenance when that comes to that, but it's a nice simple way. Again, you put your cigars in there, you pop a Bavita pack in there, and it controls the humidity, and you're set. That's really one of the nicest things. One thing I warn a lot of people about, and it's amazing to me the number of people that I say it and they look at me with a look of surprise, because that's exactly what they were going to do, is don't keep your cigars in a refrigerator. A refrigerator cools by removing humidity, and that's the last thing you want to do for your cigars. So the old myth, again, keeping cigars in a refrigerator, absolutely do not do it.
Very good.
What about the I've seen humidors that you can now get that are slightly refrigerated. What do you think about those?
They're not refrigerated. They're climate controlled.
Right. Yeah.
They work like basically they're the wine coolers that have been adapted. So they're modulating the humidity and the temperature.
Very good.
Your refrigerator isn't modulating the humidity, it's modulating the temperature.
Right.
You know, I saw a really cool one the other day that it was built into refrigerated, or not refrigerated, but climate controlled, built into a coffee table.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Isn't that neat?
To me, that's just
Cool, isn't
the peak of efficiency right
Yeah.
there. I'm all about that.
And it is endless when it comes to the humidors.
Right.
The lockers you see behind us, fully humidified. And of course, they stay in the room temperature. But all these, so this is basically a big humidor. That's all it is. So it's endless of what you can use as a humidor.
Yeah.
And so let's not get the humidor and aging. Let's don't get those mixed up. I think John brought up a good point as far as your carrying case. You know, there's a lot of guys, they look and say, well, I've got to put cedar in the carrying case. You don't. A carrying case is mainly for, basically it's for carrying, and that's all. It's for the protection of the cigars, because they are delicate, yet they're not. They're not. They've got a binder that's tough, and you have to puncture the binder in order for it to start messing up. But like the carrying case, like the five finger carrying case, 15, 20 carrying case, that's not for aging. It's for holding. And let's not get those mixed up, because of humidors.
And the majority of us actually are holding. We're not aging, because when you get into aging, and we'll do an episode, I promise, on aging.
Oh, yeah.
You start looking at lower humidities.
Right.
You look at, 4 to 6 year minimum of putting those cigars back.
Right, correct.
And I don't know how many of us are really in that game. Some of us accidentally get in that game. I've got some cigars that I accidentally have aged for 8 or 10 years, and man, are they better than the stuff before. And it was just by coincidence. But yeah, aging is a science into itself. Yeah. But I still believe in a little bit of the proper storage, and it all depends on how nice of a presentation you want. And cigars are, like Gary said, a hobby. And I'm going to be probably a little sexist in the statement. It's a hobby for men. Women can do it too, just as much. But I like to compare when I have a couple come in here and the wife rolls her eyes at what the husband just spent. I always make a joke. It's just like collecting purses. It's just like collecting shoes.
Right.
To be honest, it's fishing. You're always buying pieces for. Hunting. You're always buying pieces for. Cigars are just another hobby with a ton of accessories. And it's something you get into, you choose, and it can be, within reason, as inexpensive as you want it to be, or you can go as crazy as you want it to be.
That's right.
Yeah.
I think I know we have cigars in this store, 280, anywhere from about $3 to $300 per stick. Yeah. So,
and I tell you, those there's some Perdomos that are on the lower end of the price. These are amazing.
Yeah,
they really are.
Yeah.
People come in and buy them constantly, because they're not like you don't necessarily get into the fact that, because it's $3 a stick, it's not going to be a great stick. It really does vary. All of the cigar companies try to make price points that fit everybody, and they all dedicate themselves to making good stuff at every price point.
Has anyone priced the HMR lately? Has anyone priced it yet?
Which one?
HMR, His Majesty's Reserve by Gurkha.
No.
Has anyone priced it yet? Okay. As of, you ready for this? Is this on? Okay. All right. As of about 7 years ago, let's see, when was that show? I think it was about 7 years.
It was about 7 years ago.
Was it about 7, John? Yeah. About 7 years ago, we had a Gurkha event here, and it was big. It was one of my biggest shows that I've ever had here. God at the people. Lord have mercy. But Kaizen Hansosha himself, he showed up. And of course, Ken, the little shout out to Ken, the Gurkha rep. Great guy. What a great guy. They had His Majesty's Reserve at that time was running $1,300 a piece.
I'm gonna fall over dead.
They are. Louis the 13th cognac infused, minimum age 5 years, $1,300. 13 bills.
Woo.
Yeah. So when I had one, yeah.
What'd you think about
I wouldn't pay 13. I would. No comment.
it? No comment. No comment.
Just let's put that away. I
Yeah.
think I'll just go ahead and stop there.
So one last question Jana put up there is your preferred cutter. Punch, star punch, cutter, dovetail, anything else? What's yours?
Okay. I have gone through. I've gone through them all. You know. I like something. I just go the basic. I just go the basic guillotine. I do now, unless if someone gives me one. All right, if someone gives me a Gordo, which is a fat one, it's a 60 ring gauge, which is about a 64 to 1/8 of an inch minus an inch. Okay, so it's a large ring gauge cigar.
Right.
Okay, so we're looking at a Gordo or larger, double Gordo. I'll punch it because it's just too much smoke for the cigar itself.
Yeah.
You know, you just don't all that smoke, hitting you. So I'll punch it. I'll do that.
Yeah.
Another thing is if you're looking at a thick prime wrapper that's on the tip, Padron is renowned for that. Padron's got a good thick prime top for it. And that right there, I would cut because if you're not careful, it'll just bust the head on it.
Right.
If you're not careful. So, but I just cut mine. That's all.
I started with a guillotine and then I kind of got biased for a little while and I was V-cut only. That's all I would ever do because I wanted the cap to stay intact.
Nice.
And then lately I've been doing punches and then I've got into wider ring punches just simply because you have to take a little bit more time popping it out. It keeps the cap intact. And then you still have the option to guillotine it at the end.
Did you not bring your punch tonight?
I did not, no.
We'll talk about that later.
Cutters themselves are their own episode, and we might even try to bring somebody in from one of the companies, whether it be Sidecar or Colibri, to really talk about the various styles and what there is to do. I'm for my opinion, I'm a V guy. I've been a V guy for probably 7 or 8 years. Just about everything, unless I'm getting down to a Lancero, a sub 44 ring gauge cigar, is always a V cut for me. And I don't smoke anything. I don't smoke anything 60 or above. I hate 60 ring gauges.
Yeah, I like I didn't used to do anything like that until I started to smoke in my truck, and now I use that. And I do the big, long, thick ones for the drive back and forth to Georgia. 3 hours, perfect.
Oh, that is perfect, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow. Nice.
What's up, Straight? I see.
Very good.
That's one of my smoking buddies as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
What's up, Straight? If any of you have any questions out there, anything like that, please feel free to throw them at us.
Yeah.
Say we're pushing one of our longest shows ever again.
Yep.
So if you want to, you can go to the website smokingunderground.com and email us, send us a message, go to the Facebook page, Smoking Underground Vodcast, and leave a message. Tell us what you want us to talk about. Ask us questions. You don't have to necessarily ask it here in the chat.
Right.
And sometimes some of the questions, as you've seen, require a little bit more in-depth answers, and we might craft shows around them.
Exactly.
And we're not afraid to do new stuff. Like this shows was kind of designed around newcomers to the hobby.
Yep.
And we're not afraid to sit down and talk with some of the veterans out there that want to know why are we selling 80 ring gauge cigars? Whatever happened to my 54 and 56 ring gauge.
Yeah. Well, on that note, I think we're coming to an end here, And this has been a wonderful show. Thank you again, Gary.
Indeed, you as well, Mr. Devin.
And thank you, all the viewers. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. You'll see all the stuff posting down at the bottom. Birmingham Cigars. We have 5 locations all around Alabama.
Yes, indeed. And of course, Devin's at Trustful Cigars and More. I am at Vitola, Mountain Brook. And I'd like to very quickly, this is off the beaten path here. Okay. But I'd like to give a shout out. We went to the Toby Mac concert last night, and I'd like to give a shout out to the youth guy over there, Matt Marsh. Treated us good. Everything went great. We had a good time. Had to take off today because we had a very good time.
There you go, everybody.
Yeah. So anyway, but yeah, appreciate y'all tuning in. Thank you very much. We really enjoyed it.
I'll throw a last comment in here other than John at the 280 store. Cigars and More shops are hiring right now. Yeah. So if you want to really dive into this, that's how I got into it. I dove into the hobby.
Yep. Me too.
Feel free to stop by and fill out an application in any of
Take a dive.
Absolutely, and you can meet the famous people behind Smoking Underground.
Don't push it. Don't push that. Don't push that.
All right.
Peace.
Well, we are going to be signing out. Thank you again, and we will see you on another exciting adventure of Smoking Underground. And remember, to smoke is human, but to smoke a cigar, it's divine. Later, Gators.
Later.